So GAC is still a thing, guys, and I need to do some videos. So how about we hydrate just a little bit, and we'll get into round 2 of last week's GAC. Let's do this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this was the board as I started. Ronin had attacked and killed one team as I begun my attack, and you can see there's only 45 minutes left on the attack phase, so cutting it fine. He'd managed to 78 banner my Mon Mothma team, and then just decided to wait it out and see what happens, I guess. For his defense in the northern section, we do have a fairly light defense. We've got a Dash team, we've got Dooku over there, we've got Hux with a TIE Fighter pilot Omicron, and some random Darth Maul team. Now there are some Datacrons, but nothing really to be too concerned about. This overall makes me feel quite happy because north section in 5v5 is worth more than the south. In his south section, we've got Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron, we've got MaLGUS over there with a Datacron as well. Yeah, it's not a level 9 one, but it's going to be a pain nonetheless. We've got Bossk and we've got a Starkiller team. So overall, the south section is obviously a lot tougher. Now, I decided to take out the MaLGUS to begin with. It is R8, it's got 2 of the Omicrons and it's using an optimal lineup with a Datacron, but I figured pretty certain C can still take this with what. I decided to throw on a random Datacron here just to boost my likelihood of surviving this particular encounter, and then we just go to it. Now, I haven't tested this against a level 9 Datacron, but with a without the tier 9 MaLGUS Datacron, it's pretty straightforward to get this victory with C. You just need to make sure you've modded correctly for your C, that is lots of max health, and put the tank tech on him, and away you go. That'll stop him from dying and stuff and things. So yeah, I'm linking both MaLGUS and Malak. The reason I did that is because I want to kill both of those with my AoE ultimate. What nearly immediately dies, and I'm completely okay with it. And there he goes. Obviously, the main thing is, if you are going to take in this team, you really want to make sure that you at least get rid of MaLGUS with that ultimate, because you don't want his leadership sticking around. So it's just a case of play until you hit ult, really. Play until you hit ult, go into your ult, and zibbity-zabbity, kill the people. After that, there will be no leadership. Worth noting that Talon will not stop the insta-kill from the ult. She operates more like Revan would, in so much as she triggers when the enemy gets to 1% health, so she can't stop an insta-kill effect. So we've hit ult here. I decided to go straight in. Obviously that tank tech keeping us alive and in the game. And now I just know I need to hit one turn. We've got the ability block, but that doesn't matter. Doop. Goodbye. And at this point, game, set, and match. Might as well relink here. Get rid of Basti, get rid of Darth Revan. Yeah, if you get to this point, you're usually pretty golden. Boop. And at no point there were we ever really in danger of dying, which is good to see. And you can basically just go full auto from now. Zabbity, zabbity, zabbity. C is looking mighty healthy. Obviously, you do lose Wat. So the banners are not going to be amazing, but to take out a team like MaLGUS, it's pretty worth it. I'd say 75 banners, that's a solid victory. Next battle. Time for a tried and trusted battle now, guys. We are going to be going up against the Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron. And I'm just throwing a full cadre of Bad Batch up against them. Things are fairly standard here. You just get the stuns. Anakin decides to be an asshole and not get stunned. And then, of course, he had the gall to not get stunned twice. So I'm like, well, that's rude. Which it was. But he didn't seem to care so much about it. I decide to yeet out Anakin not the nearest opportunity, but as soon as you have him stunned, as soon as you've got him stunned, then it's a good time to take him out. We lucked out a little bit there, but Anakin taking all these bonus turns is not what you really want. Not at the Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron, because they will start hitting incredibly hard. Getting rid of the Foresight, super useful, giving us all that bonus TM as well. Got to kill Anakin, but he just keeps on taking those bonus turns. Fortunately, we've seen through the bonus offense of Qui-Gon Jinn, so it's less of an issue. Taking out Anakin last is kind of the opposite of what you want to do. But hey, we got the win there. Alrighty-roo. So, next battle now, guys. I'm just loading into this one, feeling relatively confident so far. We've got a Starkiller Omicron team here. This can mean bad news bears if you don't get any triggered B2 attacks, which is looking like what we've got right now. If this happens, it's usually not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. You kind of want your B2 to be taking bonus turns. If he doesn't, it's not good. Fortunately, he finally takes the turn, and we've got all of the target lock in the world. With all the target lock in the world, it's very good. Taking out Visas Mar first is my priority. I like to put the extortion on Mara Jade, slow her down, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to get a mass attack on her and take her out in one big hit. But yeah, you got to make sure you get Mara Jade to a position where she can't revive people, because that's just incredibly frustrating. So unfortunately, she did actually pay the extortion, so we can't get the mass attack. So I decided to just do a little basic on Palps. She heals back up. I wouldn't have killed her with Mute anyway. And we're back into TM training situations here. Another big AoE. There goes Papa Palps. Now we want to take out Visas. Big hits. Let's go. Bop. Bye, Visas. And from here on in, it's just about maintaining that control. Definitely slowing down Starkiller at that point, because we don't want him doing anything, or certainly not hitting his ult. He's miles away from it at the moment, so we're looking okay. There we go. Mara Jade's gone, and now to just focus on Starkiller. Get him out of the game. Oh, he's not looking too pretty. Unfortunately, Juhani did decide to be annoying. Get rid of her taunt there with Newt. We really wanted to kill Starkiller, so... Brap. And one last hit should see him off. There we go. So, plain sailing. Started out a little bit sketchy there, with losing our Magna Guard and not getting the bonus turn from B2, but... as soon as we took our first turn with GG and we got that mass target lock, we were golden. So, finished them up. There we go. 61 banners. Alrighty, so I decided to take the last team out in his 7 wall here, and I believe it is it's a bounty hunter faction. Now, I didn't want to take anything too strong here, so I decided to take my own bounty hunters here, using those that I do not need to counter the likes of Lord Vader. So I've thrown in Zam, because I can use Bam or Beskar Mando with my Fennec team to counter Lord Vader if need be. And I feel like I need the extra damage here from Zam. He does have his own Zam, obviously, which is going to pump up his damage. And at this point, I'm like, oh god, no, don't kill my Zam. Oh, we're in big doo-doo. Hopefully, okay, at least we killed their Zam. With their Zam out of the picture, at least now when we go in for the second round, it's going to be a lot easier. Granted, maybe I should have taken in something just a little bit stronger than what I currently did, but hey-ho, what can you do? There's the AoE. Losing, so let's go ahead and get that mass burning. Doesn't even look like we're going to hit contract here, which is a big shame, but at least Zam's gone. It was a lucky miss there. And that will be all she wrote, I believe. So, cleanup required on aisle 2. Not the best start. Alrighty, so this is what we decided to take in to clean it up. I'm taking in some Jedi here because I figured I didn't actually need these Jedi anywhere else. Yes, it might have been a little bit overkill, but sometimes you just got to do it to try and clear the board. Now, don't forget, guys, when we started this attack run, there was only 45 minutes left on the clock, so we were kind of doing this under a bit of a time pressure. Just immediately take out that IG-88. Obviously, we don't have to worry about Zam anymore, so there's no additional stats for the enemy. We do a bit of a spready here. Lovely jubbly. Call in Yoda. Yoda is the perfect person to call in with Ezra here because he gains additional, because he's a support character, he'll gain the additional TM, and Yoda gains an extra 40% TM when he basics someone, I believe when they've got over 50% health. So he basically takes a free turn and Ezra gets close to another turn himself. It's a good way to do it. Boba is obviously the big threat here. At Relic 8, he can insta-kill people with his execute, so we don't want that happening. Take out Boba as soon as possible. Come on. Kill the Boba. There we go. And then Cad Bane is just going to get completely run over by a train. Super. So that is the last team in his northern section. We can now go ahead and take a look at the back wall and see what we have left to deal with. Obviously, there's been no GLs at this point. So I'm expecting GLs on the back wall. However, no GLs at all. So at this point, I'm like, well, I've lost. I've already dropped a battle, and he's got all 6 GLs for offense. So we're in danger. But I figured, let's ignore that. Let's keep on rolling. I go up against this Hux team. TIE Fighter Pilot Omicron almost for me just instantly means rebels. All you do is target the TIE Fighter Pilot out the gate with hands shoot first. You kill the TIE Fighter Pilot, and then there's no Omicron left, right? Obviously, Hux's leadership does pose a certain amount of issues in so much as, we can't counterattack and stuff like that when he's got that dominance, but ultimately it's not a big deal. Just go straight after Sith Trooper after this. We don't want to have him ramping any damage. And that's game, set, and match there. There's nothing left for us to worry about in this team. We'll just go ahead and win, I guess. Chupio goes brap. Love it. We love Chupio in these parts, guys. All right, so that's another team. I figured I might as well try and push north, try and clear through to fleets, get the fleet victory if I can. I'll need any advantage that I can find once this guy starts attacking. And it's that time of GAC where everybody's favourite white fluffy bear comes into play, and that is the Wampacron. Mon Mothma is here, Wampacron is happy to see it, so let's just go ahead and have some fun. Those of you that are in doubt, just put the Omni on Wampa. It's just that good. Wampacron, as I've said many, many times, is best Cron. So you can quite easily and handily take out some rather annoying teams. I know Mon Mothma with Kal-Katarn these days is a little bit old hat, especially when you're seeing a Wigs lineup and you're like, okay, so they don't have to worry about Cara Dune, you don't have to worry about Hoth Rebel Scout going ahead and starting that TM train. It's just a comfortable way to take out a team. And I figured checking out the other teams on the board that there was nothing else that I could really use Wampa to counter. So this felt like a high value counter to me. Plus, it's just fun having Wampa stacking up all that damage throughout the battle and getting ready to yeet out those pesky rebels. So yeah, Kal-Katarn's like, here, catch my saber, and Wampa womps. Delicious. Lando, see ya, pal. Easy victory, 68. Next up, we have got that Dooku team with Nest. I decide to just use my JML here because there's nowhere better for me to use him. He has no GLs on defense. I've got one last GL. I might as well go in with a Jedi and just win, I guess. So yeah, there goes Nest. Out of the gate, just immediately dies. We practically kill everybody now with just fun riposte stuff because I am using the Datacron for Jedi. Well, actually it's a JML Datacron overall, so we can just immediately attack under protection, which is rather lovely. I don't think it attacks under damage immunity, unfortunately, but what can you do? Nice miss there. Go ahead and hide Hoda. And now we play the Eternal Waiting game. Now, granted, I probably shouldn't have used the Efflux there and decreased Droideca's TM. I actually assumed that it wouldn't work. But because he's got damage immunity, I didn't think it would lower his TM. But it does, unfortunately. This Droideka is just taking forever to actually take a turn. At least now we can start working on Jango. But eventually I cotton on and go, oh, wait a minute, I probably shouldn't Efflux. Because Droideka is just never taking a turn. I'm like, okay. Alright. Come on now. Take a turn, Droideka. Take a turn. Droideka. Droideka. That is a slow Droideka. I was getting a little bit concerned. I was like, hang on. What if this Droideka just like one taps my my JML? You can see I'm what's going on? What's going on here, guys? Alas, ladies and gentlemen, we had a game crash. You can see how the BlueStacks emulator here just starts to completely seize up. And I'll keep going, I'll keep going, and I'll keep going. And yeah, it just doesn't actually do anything. Game is completely locked up. Put it forward, still locked up. Put it forward, still locked up. Put it forward, still locked up. And yeah, unfortunately, game crash. So, fun times. Fortunately for me, the game seemed to have recorded. By the time it crashed, the game had actually finished, as it were. The match had finished, so it was a timeout, and it just left me with a lone droidica. So I took in the spark of the resistance that is Rose Tico, and yeah, we just finished it off. It was like banners dropped for no good reason, really, guys. So yeah, that was fun. So to clear out the rest of the ships, we've got a Maul team here with Sidious, Tarkin, Sith Empire Trooper, and Sith Marauder. I still had some relatively good teams left to use, and I think we end up taking in Fennec here because, again, no GLs on the back wall, so we might as well take in something fun. I figured Fennec still does lots and lots of damage. No point in us using BAM just now. We'll take in Grief and Mando, or do we actually take in BAM in the end? I think we might do, you know. Oh, we took in Embo. Embo not in lead, but again, this is just a Maul, and it's not even a Conquest Maul, it's Darth Maul lead. Nothing here to really worry about. So we flip it on back and reverse it here, get rid of those debuffs, and we're on our way to hitting our contract. There's some more daisies. Debuffs are all good. We'll just go ahead and apply that armor shred for no good reason, really. Everybody's dazed apart from Embo, I want to say, but looks like we ignore calling the assist there. Boop. And now we're just playing the waiting game. Waiting game for Fennec to take a turn so that we can basically kill someone. Embo assist there. Boop. There we go. Good, and we've hit contract. Lovely jubbly. Embo takes a big kick, does no damage. Embo throws his shield, nearly kills Maul. Embo, I really need to give him some actual love. His mods are atrocious and he is Relic 5. Because I've been gearing up so heavily over the last couple of months, you know, I've gone from having 3 GLs to 5, and that really sort of bloats up your roster. I haven't been able to bloat my mods quite as well. As you know, guys, mods are a lot harder to get at quality compared to gear, so I'm struggling a little bit with my mods right now. Still doing the triple refreshes every day, but it's a lot to take on. 62 banners, and we get to see what fleet awaits us. As you can see, our opponent still has not yet attacked, which is interesting because there's only 11 minutes left. So I figured, well, he's probably just not going to attack, I guess. And we'd go ahead and we take in our Imp Troopers against the Resistance Bag Bros team here. I was like, okay, this should be absolutely fine. Nothing to worry about here. My Imp Troopers should walk all over these guys. But then I didn't realize that they must have had a Datacron to increase their speed or some such, because they completely outpaced me. I was like, oh, well, that's a little bit worrying. Fortunately, Imp Troopers are still Imperial Troopers, which means, you know, they clap cheeks. So we do manage to recover slightly at least, get that AoE daze off. I should have really put the death mark there, but we are not the brightest of sausages, and there are only 11 minutes left of this particular match. Finn does his thing of actually tanking damage, and yeah, now we should be finishing it off. Let's go. Boop, 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 boop. Lovely. And Rey, is she going to get the death mark, or are we going to put it on Poe? Poe eats it and dies immediately. Lovely to see. And we're on full auto here because I just want to try and clear as many sections as I possibly can before the time runs out. One more punch. Let's go. Boop, boop. Lovely. So this was an interesting way to win a GAC. I was like, okay, he had all of his GLs for offense and he's just like not attacking. That's a very interesting approach. So we've got the Inquisitorius, the mighty Inquisitorius here. We decide to take in Mandalorians. Maul Mandos without Wat, because we used Wat earlier today to throw on C to help deal with that MaLGUS. And yeah, needless to say, guys, Maul Mandos clap cheeks, and the Inquisitorius, well, they don't. So yeah, just put it on full auto and be like, okay, I'll see you guys later. Obviously, Ninth Sister is still incredibly tanky, so she does actually eat all of the hits in the world, but after that, it's just game over. for these guys. Obviously, that second sister is a little bit worrisome now that she has lost a bunch of allies, so she's going to hit quite hard now, she says, and literally doesn't even touch armor. But yeah, it's not terrible. Not terrible at all. 7th over there, trying to stay in the game, but Bam is like, no. 65 banners there, easy clap. Do we run in and get another enemy cleared? No, oh wait, hold up. Our enemy has decided, you know what, I think I'm still in this game. So he started clearing south. Now, he has set quite a tough fleet defense here. He's got Executor, he's got Negotiator, and he has got Empire. So I think I and ah about what to attack. I'm fairly confident that there is no way in hell this guy has actually got enough time left on the board to actually try and clear me. So I think we decide to take a quick look and see what he's attacking with. Or do I just try and get some easy banners? I can't remember. Sorry, guys. It was a short while ago. Looks like I go to burn the cooldowns here against his Negotiator. I figured I don't think I can beat the exec because my exec's on defense. So we might as well try and get the one... Oh, well, actually, do we? Yeah, I think we're trying to clear as many sections, teams as we possibly can. So I'm doing this so I can hopefully use the resistance fleet to clear out the this Negotiator team. If you burn some of the cooldowns, it makes it a lot more manageable. Obviously, we actually gained an extra banner there because he's not got a full fleet. So we burn the cooldowns, then we go down south. We just want to take out the Empire fleet as soon as possible. Try and get as much banners as possible here. Should be absolutely fine. Malevolence does pretty well against an Empire fleet. Obviously, the Empire fleet is incredibly annoying, but generally speaking, there's very little that goes wrong when you use the Malevolence. You could get very, very unlucky with a bunch of dodges, but that doesn't happen too often. He obviously has the second sister ship as the immediate reinforcement. But nothing for us to worry about at this point. Just start getting the buzz droids and get rid of that Imperial TIE bomber as soon as possible, because it's just annoying. That gives our TM to our capital ship, which is lovely. There we go. So TIE bomber is basically dead. AoE here. There we go. He's gone. It looks like Darth Vader's TIE is going to bite it in a second as well. Come on. Well, there goes the TIE fighter pilot. Lovely to see that thing die. And there goes Vader's ship. And there goes the second sister's ship. 69 banners, which I would argue is quite nice. 207 banners for our opponent. He's got an uphill struggle. So let's go ahead and use our resistance here. I think I did this more for exposure, practice, experience in taking out this particular fleet. I'm still struggling to find a proper use for the resistance fleet. I think CG has done a bad job of elevating it. You know, the SF-17 is a nice tank to have, but even at 7-star, it simply is not strong enough to withstand damage from the likes of Malevolence and Negotiator. However, usually if you burn cooldowns, it can do work, but nobody wants to sacrifice those banners if they don't have to, right? So we got a little bit hairy there with them nearly killing our Poe. We just roll around, get those extra buffs. Call the assist there. Get the taunting rather. AoE does some good damage there. We nearly took out Ahsoka's ship there. And my idea now is just try, if at all possible, get to the Holdo maneuver, because that at least would be a victory in my book. Because under normal circumstances, that would be a victory. Alright, so just try and heal up a little bit. Keep it going. Just about staying alive. Obviously, if we'd have gone in here without burning those cooldowns, that first AoE just would have wiped out one of our units. And going a unit down in the opening move is just not a good way to try and win the battle. Obviously, now we don't have a tank on the field, which is not ideal, but we've nearly got rid of Anakin. Come on. I think I actually do a basic. So the reason I use a basic there is because if you use the basic, it actually puts foresight on one of your resistance units, which obviously then when they use special attack will decrease the cooldown of the ultimate. So that was the idea there. I just wanted to try and get closer to the ultimate. You can see we've got 2 turns left here. We call in the Ebon Hawk. A little bit extra turn meter. I've got to use the special here, and now I know we have definitely got the ultimate available to us. So let's go ahead, hold our maneuver. Easy. Unfortunately, he did get off the unending loyalty buff beforehand. Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for that rather loud sneeze. But yeah, we're looking pretty now. I think it's safe to say that this is a win. Just got to wait for us to chew through all this sustain that this team has got. And there we go. Obviously not great banners, but an extra 46 banners is an extra 46 banners. Our opponent has yet to actually make any progress. So we decide to take a look now, I think. Let's see. What's his progress? Uh-oh. 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 3 holds on Starkiller. Guy's had all his GLs and still got stuck on Starkiller. So I don't know if he decided to just throw non-GL counters at this, which is probably what he did, and just preloaded the team and then couldn't do anything. And then he probably realized, actually, I don't have the time to win this battle. And that does about do it. We've only got 2.5 minutes, and I don't really have a counter to that exec. I check up north, but he hasn't even tried to battle any of the teams up north. So that does about do it, ladies and gentlemen. A decent enough battle. I think we won mostly by virtue of him leaving it too late. But all in all, I'll take the win. Round 1 we did unfortunately lose because I played atrociously, and I don't have the recording for it, unfortunately. But yeah, stay tuned and we'll cover the finals of last week very, very shortly. Peace out, guys, and big love.
Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.